Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to disable LLMNR and mDNS or multicast DNS on Arch Linux with systemd resolve D. Now, this should work pretty much the same on Ubuntu, Debian, Red Hat, whatever system you're using, so long as it's a systemd based system using systemd resolve D. Unless you configured something else, it's going to work. It should work pretty much the same. Now, I'm using Network Manager with systemd resolve D. You could also use systemd network D with systemd resolve D. So it should work as long as you're using systemd resolve D for that DNS part, then it should work pretty much the same as what you're seeing here. Now, so basically, if you see this output up here, I scrolled up in my output. I actually tried to initially record this as I was doing it. I kind of messed up my screen recording, so I'm recording it again and just showing you what I already did. So you see here, see how we have 53, 53, and 53, 55 listening on 0.0.0.0. That's the IP address on the local network. Whereas 127, anything with 127.0.0 is going to be the local host. Only accessible from your local machine only, right? So we want that, but we don't want it to be listening on the network, right? On the actual network where other hosts can connect to it and query it, because that opens up an attack surface. Now, these protocols are great for like your smart speaker connected to your phone. If you want to quickly see the name of the smart speaker you're connecting to and stuff like that, that's all fine and great, but it is an attack surface and it's not super secure. It's not authenticated. It can be spoofed and stuff like that. And it's just something that's totally unnecessary for a desktop computer or a laptop or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and disable it because it should be disabled, and it's easier to keep track of what's listening on your system if you can clean up things like this. So I don't think this should be enabled by default, but it is, right? And I guess based on the type of protocol, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to show you how I disable it. Here you see the output where it's disabled, only listening on the local host, not on the local network. So I'm going to show you the config file where I actually disabled this, right? So you're going to go ahead and edit your etc systemd resolve d.conf file right here. This is your config file for systemd resolve D. You go down here, and I actually uncommented 2 lines. So multicast DNS and LLMNR, I uncommented both of these and then set them explicitly to no, because they were yes by default, but uncommented. I think yes is the default anyways. So I uncommented and explicitly set them to no. After that, I saved the file, right? And then I did systemctl restart systemd resolve D to bounce systemd resolve D. And let's just run that again just to run it. Pretty much finishes instantly, and notice we can still do NS lookups on like Google, for example. So DNS is still working just fine. And if we do SSTUNPL, for the T is for TCP, U for UDP, N for numerical, so you get IPs and port numbers instead of the service names and host names, and then P for the process that's connected, and L for things that are listening. So that will give you this, and we can run that with netstat too. It's a little bit shorter output because I don't want to decrease the font on my terminal right now. So you can say netstat if you have the older netstat command installed. And there you go, nice neat table. You can get the SS will give you a nice neat table. These commands are interchangeable. SS is the new command. It'll give you a nice neat table if you zoom out a little bit, right? If you use a smaller font in your terminal. Right now I'm using a bigger font for this video, so it's easily visible in this video. So anyways, yeah, netstat output you see here, we're only listening on your local host and only list for things on the same host that I'm on, which is exactly what we want for systemd resolve D to work properly, because you query things on your local host with systemd resolve D, but you don't need other hosts on the network being able to connect to you, because there's no reason for that to happen at all unless you're running this on like a router or something, which you could do. It'll be like a low-end router without all the same functionality as other DNS tools. But if you just wanted to forward or have a router that forwards things off to another DNS server, you could run it on a router and you might want it for that, but on your local machine you do not want it listening on the network, only on your local host. This is what you want. So that's how you get this result. So hopefully this video helps someone. Hopefully maybe it's interesting, but that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, but that's it. We'll see you guys on that next video.